There. Now we're live. Finally.
And of course, taking our prisoner captive.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
The Duke's daughter.
Ah, how lovely.
Good. Cool. So here we are again.
There
So
we go.
there we are. Okay, great. So now we got
So,
it.
is
So
there
go on,
anything
please.
you need? What's been going on besides being a pirate?
So besides being a pirate, I've had more episodes of 1 Minute History that I've done voices
Great.
for, that I've
Great.
narration for, and a potential gig on the horizon. It wasn't necessarily a audition, but it was like I had submitted for it on Actors Access, and they sent me a C-mail message saying respond with it's for a commentator for like a live poker game. And so they wanted to know what my experience with poker is, which happens to be pretty extensive.
Wow.
So,
Okay. Great.
So I was able to, tell them, yeah, I can talk about poker. I can be a commentator. I can do that very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And that pays fairly well. So.
Oh,
see.
okay. Fingers crossed.
We'll see where that leads.
Yes, that's great.
And then I had a self-tape audition as well for a commercial, and a certain milestone is happening next week.
Yay.
Next Tuesday.
Yay.
Believe it or not, I, Adam Sartain, am turning 40.
Wow.
Oh no.
That's great. That's great.
40. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I'll be clean shaven for that.
Yes.
But, this Saturday, I'm celebrating with a few friends and putting together a treasure hunt, which is different than a scavenger hunt. In that treasure hunt is you start with a clue that leads you to one place, which there's a clue at that place which leads you to the next place,
Right.
et cetera, until you get to the end and you get the treasure or the prize. I've got little goodie bags.
Great.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How fun.
With pirates booty and gold coins because it's Goonies themed.
Great. Great.
So it's going to be a fun time.
Cool.
Yeah, that is it for me.
Okay. Yay. 3 cheers, Adam. So do we have any Mr. Sci-Fi questions yet?
No, but Scott Baker apparently was invited to a conference call from his congressman.
That's
He
funny.
really wants Scott Baker questions.
That's funny. Okay.
So now, do we have any other?
Well,
early
there's
Judith.
We could do Judith.
Would you like to leave a little on the early side? Should we skip over to you?
Oh, you have to unmute.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Judith.
Well, the dog saga continues.
Yes.
I've had several phone calls with him. I think he was drunk, and I think he's in trouble. Not my problem.
Drunk?
He is listed as a breeder, a sheltie breeder in Minnesota.
Well,
I'll see what other people have to say. I do want to get my money back. I'm going to call American Express tomorrow.
sure.
I've had it. The hammer is now going to fall.
Yes.
I've got my New York brain back.
Uh-huh.
No time.
Good.
But I am almost finished with Apocalyptic. Don't Die of the Shock. Everybody, I'll have it out this weekend.
Good.
Yay.
What else? Not this weekend. Next weekend. I have a few things to add to it. I'm going to offend everybody. I'm an equal opportunity offender.
Mm-hmm.
I had an audition this afternoon.
Great.
Oh wow, great.
Great.
On camera audition, and my agent said I did really, really, really well.
Yay.
I'm happy about that because the most important thing is, from my experience, is, and I've said this before, auditions are like a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Give enough good ones, not only will your agent trust you, the casting directors will trust you, and you will get a reputation. That's based on 22 years of experience in New York. And so that's what I'm doing, and I'm looking and getting my my audiobook demo. I've got some new stuff that I'm going to put on it, and I'm going to see about recording. I've written something called Half Dead. It's a TV pilot, but it's very funny. So I'm going to use. I've gotten the first page. I've gotten it down to a monologue. It's very funny.
Oh, great.
And I like it, and my agent likes it. So we're going to record that hopefully a couple of weeks. I want to have a table read for Apocalyptic, but I'm going to wait until you guys get back from Sicily. Bring me a t-shirt. I'm going to have a lot of canine companionship.
Yes, you will.
Yes, you will. This guy.
And I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I had what else? That's about it.
Okay.
That's about it. I'm just slowly, getting back on my feet again, literally. I'm not using the cane nearly as much. When I go out with my attendant, I leave it at home.
Good.
For
The only
you.
time I use it is when I go for therapy for my hand, because the pavement around there is very crumpled, from the
Yes.
earthquakes, and the step up to the sidewalk is a little hairy. But otherwise, I'm almost off the cane.
Wow.
That's great.
Doctor
That's
said
great.
it would take me a year to get this far, so I'm kind of pleased.
Great. Good for you.
That's about it. That's all there is for me.
Okay.
Yay.
Yay. 3 cheers. Great. So, Adam, is there a Mr. Sci-Fi question yet?
There is. And we have a new commenter, Jay Kahn,
Hello, Jay.
who says, if the question hasn't already been asked, when might we expect another episode?
Well, we're finishing the Blu-rays and DVDs now on the first 2 hours, so that will be probably the next few weeks. I mean, about like end of April, beginning of May, we'll be shipping all that out, including the digital downloads. Plus, we're now shooting hour 6 of Space Command, so we're about to go to Sicily to shoot some of it, and our plan is to shoot the entire first season this year. I've just locked down financing to be able to do that, so we're rocking and rolling, so watch this space. So great. Well, thanks for the question, Jay, and good to hear from you. So I guess Vince, you're next on my screen if you want to take your turn.
All right. Well, I've had a whirlwind of a week.
Wow.
I went to a premiere of a Star Trek fan film that I helped work on.
Yay.
Oh, wow. Great.
Got to do some effects like beaming, phaser fire, explosions, things like that.
Great. That's cool.
And then the past few days, I've been working on, and we finally premiered our choreographed lightsaber stage show for the WonderCon Masquerade.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, it's a show that I directed, did the sound mixing for.
Wow.
Also edited the video, and it took like over 20 people. We did a live stage show.
Huh.
Oh.
And we got a good reception from the people that run the organization. And to top it all off, I relaxed and had a nice birthday cake on Tuesday.
Oh, yay. Happy
Yay,
birthday.
happy birthday.
That's great. So is there anything you need?
Not at the moment.
Okay, great. Well, it's great to have you here. And, thanks for all the work you're doing on Space Command. It's much appreciated. And we're getting near the finish line on that first 2 hours. It'll be great to have it. So, yay, Vince. So is there another Mr. Sci-Fi question, Adam?
Yes. Our next question is from Kevin Scott, 76.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yes, Kevin.
And his question is, are you guys planning to watch the next season of Orville? And any thoughts on the show moving forward?
Well, I have to catch up. I've only seen like 2/3 of the first season. I know it gets better and more serious as it goes on. I'll see if I have the time and the bandwidth. I mean, we're getting extremely busy on this end, but I'd like to see it. And I think they're doing a good job. So, but yeah, so we shall see. There's certainly a lot of, space going shows around now. So yeah, I'll definitely check it out if I can. I'd like to. So let's see. So I guess Dave Edison, you're next.
Or David,
Did you want to?
Close to your time?
So good.
Okay, so Dave, go for it.
Please.
All right. Well, hello everyone. Dave Edison, your friendly, usually editor here at Space Command and
Yay.
other things. Yeah, we've just been busy. Where, I could say specifics, but we're jumping around, filling little spots and spackling a bit, and then just getting this thing ready. I've been,
Yes.
spending some time working on the credits. We'll get into the nuts and bolts of those one of these days and finalize those.
Yes.
So about to have a meeting tomorrow to prep for final color correction.
Good.
So there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yay.
It's probably further than you'd want to walk, but you can see the light.
That's good.
So,
Yeah.
so we're getting there, and then we will start editing what we've shot of the the new stuff we've shot of the second 2 hours.
Yes.
And we'll just keep going.
On we go.
As I mentioned, the car that I reported last week was stolen, was found today, but not in anywhere near acceptable condition. I mean, it's totally trashed.
Oh man.
So signed that over to the insurance company, but at least I have an end to that story. And
Yes.
hopefully by not too long, I'll be driving something else. I was thinking about a Tesla. And then I realized, oh wait, that's not me. That's somebody else who should be thinking about that. I should be thinking about something I can afford. So I'll get something. I might even get my first ever new car.
Wow.
Oh, wow,
And,
that'll be fun.
which will probably be my last ever new car as well. But anyway, so that's that story. So mostly it's Space Command, and we are getting there.
We are.
Yay.
We are. So great. Anything you need other than a new car?
Nah, just something to do with this anger. But
Yes.
I said, on the form that I was filling out, they have a place where they say if the person who stole the car was apprehended, would I want to press charges?
Huh.
But there was nowhere. Yeah, well, there was nowhere to check. No checkbox for death penalty. So,
Yeah. Well, there you go.
It's just a car.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, yay, Dave. So is there another Mr. Sci-Fi question?
Yes.
Yay.
We have a question from Mark Longo.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Any comments on Ketanji Brown Jackson, our newest?
Well, it's great news and high time, and I wish it were going to give us the majority, because it's we won't get into politics here, but it's still terrific, and she was wonderful, and it's amazing to hear these Republicans who voted no on her trying to explain why on earth they would vote no on someone so astonishingly poised and intelligent and qualified. Yeah, but again, the main thing is that she's in, and so that's great, and I mean, we should all just celebrate it, and it's part of the America that I want to be part of, the inclusive and positive and compassionate America. So there you go. So now I see Carol. It's Carol's turn. Or David, did you want to take your turn? I'm sorry, I skipped over you.
That's fine.
Okay, Carol, go for it.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you, and good luck to Miss Brown Jackson.
Yes.
I've been in touch with an immunologist in England, and they're a couple weeks ahead of us with the plague, and that we may get hit with the 8.2 in a couple of weeks, fairly bad, but then it's going to plunge in May.
Okay, great.
And that's his prediction. So if any of you are interested, I thought I would tell you that.
Cool.
Probably no, I am not. David Bartlett, by the way, I'm happy to see you. I hope you're feeling better. I'm really glad you're here. I'm in this staged reading tomorrow night, and I've done, that will be 7 that I've done since the pandemic. Backers auditions or stage readings, and it's a little bit bigger than I thought. There's a couple of stage readings. I invited a ton of people, and I got to tell you, I'm reading it, and all the other pieces I've been in, the other 6 pieces I've been in, have been from good to very good. Thank you, Sweet Haven. This is really awful. It's really awful. It's really, I don't know how it got chosen for this thing. It's really awful. So, and then I decided, and this was a good lesson for me. It's not about me. It's about making the writer look as good as possible. You know, so I have to really pull it together for her. It's not about me. My face will be up there. I'm just a tool.
Yes.
So as soon as I got my ego out of the way, or whatever it's called, now I'll be able to present myself tomorrow night.
Great. Good
Great.
for you.
And I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
Cool.
But, you know, because the writer said to me, you know, you're a lonely woman and you're compensating. But this is interesting. No, she's extremely dysfunctional, but you have to look for it in the lines. I have to excavate for what I want to justify. So it's fun to do. It's just fun anyways. It's just fun anyways. So I'm glad to do that. And just one other fun thing. I saw When a Stranger Calls this week. I've never seen it. It was one of the platforms. And I thought they're really substituting plot for suspense. But I don't think walking to a door for 10 minutes to me is suspenseful. I'm going, should I check my email? You know, I mean, I don't, you know, so, everyone's extremely good in it. I know Carol Kay, drop me a name. I know Carol. I was extremely good in it. But I thought, look, I'm bored. There was very little story. There's very, very little story. So I don't know. That's all I want to say, unless anybody had some comments on When a Stranger Calls.
Nope.
Besides that, I think that's all. Don't love the weather. I'll try to tone it down. And thank you again, Elaine and Mark, very much.
Yay! 3 cheers. So, and mentioning of movies from the past, I posted Mr. Sci-Fi. They just restored Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and it's spectacular. If anyone, because Robert Wise's dying wish was to the producer was, please make this the way it was supposed to be, because it was very rushed post-production schedule in 1979, and finally it's got new visual effects, it's got gorgeous color correction, it's just a completely different movie, and it's really wonderful. I saw it on the theatrical screen at Paramount the other night. It was a great screening, and anyone who has Paramount Plus, you can watch it now. And if you haven't seen the new version, you haven't seen the movie, quite frankly. And it's really something. So I highly
should mention that that among the people who did the restoration, one of our VFX fellows from Space Command and his son worked on about 10 of the shots.
Wow, that's great.
Including one that has bothered him since he was a kid, and he got to fix it.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Yeah, Joe Lawson.
And if people stay till the end of your Mr. Sci-Fi, they can watch you get teleported.
Yes. And if we'd known Vince was working on transporter effects, we would have known who to call. So, but thanks, Liza. Is there another Mr. Sci-Fi question, Adam?
Yes. We have a Scott Baker question.
Hello, Scott.
So his question is, what is your opinion of the late 60s anthology series Journey to the Unknown?
You know, that one, I don't know it well. I know of it. I probably saw some episodes of it at the time, but there were a number of sort of anthology, Twilight Zone kind of anthologies that kind of went under the radar a bit. So I really don't have an opinion unless I was looking at it again. But thanks for the question. So David Bartlett, ladies and gentlemen, David Bartlett.
Hi, everyone. Everyone here knows me pretty well. So I'm recovering nicely.
Good.
Kind of startlingly fast. This is my left hand.
Yay.
Goes like that now.
Wow, great.
Pretty awesome.
That's
I
great.
To Gelson's and back without a walker.
Wow.
Okay.
I
Yay.
walked to Gelson's with a walker and shopped for food and came back with the food.
Wow.
So these are big steps.
You're doing great.
I am gonna get my hair cut.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what else to say about any of that. I was on a podcast last night for the Burbank Film Festival talking about production and post-production sound for the young filmmaker or the beginning filmmaker. And I was very excited about this plugin called Waves Clarity VX Pro. Waves is a big company that makes many, many plugins. This particular one is great. For those of you, Mr. Sci-Fi, that you might be interested in this as well. It is a real game changer. It does noise reduction for things like crickets, cicadas, wind, mic bumps, sirens, jets, ocean washing, children playing. It takes all kinds of things out of the background of a production track that has troubles, and we're going to be using it on Space Command. A couple of key scenes that have heavy background that we're so used to hearing them that we think, oh, well, that's just the way it is. But when you put this thing on and clean it up, it's startling how clear and shiny the production sound becomes. So I'm very happy about that, and that's sort of the punchline of this. I shared this spotlight with Victoria Sampson, who is a supervising sound editor and has a lot of experience with ADR. Her mother was Kay Rose, she won an Oscar for the movie The River for Best Sound Effects Editing, an early pioneer of women in the field of sound. And The River was fascinating because it starts on a close-up of a leaf and a single raindrop. By the end, the river has flooded by torrents of rain and threatens the house that Mel Gibson and everyone are living in to be like washed away. And all the rain specifics were done on a Foley stage with rain machines designed to make the rain for those shots. So it's a very special soundtrack. Kay Rose is a hero of mine when I was in Oregon, thinking about sound. The other one was Richard Anderson, who did a bunch of Spielberg films. But I got to work with Alan Splett, who did all of David Lynch's films. And so it was fun for me to, Vicky's a friend, and I always like to talk to her. Anyway, I don't know how much of this is interesting at all, but it was fun to do the podcast. Jeff Rector is the artistic director now. They have an actual overall director now at Burbank Film Festival. So we found out about submissions to Burbank are going to be revealed to us who's nominated for things soon. So that's cool, because I have a film editor. So we'll see. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. Space Command is, as Dave Edison said, it's right in the corner. And we are in the home stretch of several areas. Color correction is going to be great. I'm doing that with a fellow named John next week, and Mark and Elaine are going to cover some of it.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I'll be finishing the sound mix for David Reglin's music, which is awesome. That will happen next week also, or the week after. And, these are just the two big last milestones: visual effects, color correction, and sound mix. So 3 milestones.
Wow.
But they're all well in hand and all at the final stages, so it's very exciting. Hey, there's someone new.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
Sherry.
Great.
So it's my turn to talk. Anyway, so that's the Space Command news. As far as that goes, we are going to be building the haunted house sets in pieces soon.
Yes.
In fact, tomorrow and Saturday are 2 days of wrapping sets up and getting ready to build new ones. If anyone wants to pitch in tomorrow or Saturday, those will be good days to do it. So if you're interested at all, you can contact me at davefilms@hotmail.com, davefilms@hotmail.com, and I will get shipped up. So there will also be days coming soon where there will be sets built. So there's always help needed for that.
Great.
The house is a very involved little booger, and it has many moving parts, literally, and you can come and be a part of that.
Cool.
So then the third thing is table email, which I am also running. If you have troubles with the table email, you can let me know. If you want to get on the table email, including Mr. Sci-Fi people, you can reach me at davefilms@hotmail.com and come with an email that has your first and last name in it, and it can't be Yahoo. You can have nicknames. You can't be Mogi Pie 2750 ! That's not going to work. So Mogi Pies out there need to have your first and last name, and send that to me, and I will get you set up. So in the meantime, I'm going to sign off very shortly, and I will see you guys next week.
Yay! 3 cheers. Great. And so is there another Mr. Sci-Fi question? I'll move the lights and change things up a little here.
Sure. Yeah. While you're doing that, we have a question from Janice Usser, USRR.
Mark's got the mothership of lens flares happening.
Yes, that's why I'm doing
Michael
this.
Bay, eat your heart out.
There we go. Okay, that should be better.
No.
No, it's worse?
No.
Well,
it looks great on Mr. Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
Something to your right, shining right in the computer.
Let's see. We'll
Maybe
do a couple things,
Yeah,
and I think
rotate
that'll
the
help.
computer a little bit.
Rotate the computer.
There.
Yeah,
There you
now
go.
it's great.
There we go. Okay, good.
And now it's cutting you off a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's there. That'll
There
work.
we go.
That works.
That's good, happy medium.
Good. Okay, good.
Anyway, Janice says, I know you have issues with the current Star Trek shows, but are you going to watch the current episode of Star Trek Picard?
Yes, I am. It's I'm interested in all of this stuff, but I mean, I'm glad that what we're doing tells a story and has engaging characters and makes sense and so forth. So so it's sort of like better to be on that side of the equation, because the problem I have with Picard and with Star Trek Discovery is there's such wasted opportunities, and it's sort of like one step forward, two steps back, and kind of wears you out because it's needlessly. I mean, I won't go into it in detail, but yeah, it was. I mean, particularly when you go back and you watch, some of the older shows, and I think some of you know the BBC just did an article naming my Deep Space Nine episode "Far Beyond the Stars" the most significant Star Trek episode of all time, and so there you go. But in order to say something, you have to have something to say, and I think often writers are not really exploring subjects with any depth of insight or feeling, and I think it's kind of once over lightly, and they think they can just kind of tap dance and that's enough of a story. I don't agree at all. I mean, my friend Bruce Joel Rubin, who wrote Ghost, said, the problem with most movies and TV shows is that they're not about anything. No one knows what they're about because they aren't about anything. They're about 2 hours, if it's a movie, and about 1 hour if it's a TV show, and that's about it. Anyway, so that's a little bit of a mini rant. So now I see that we've been joined over here. So if you want to, is it Sherry? Is that, I don't see your name posted. So, but take your turn. Go ahead, please.
Hello, it's Cherie.
Cherie. Okay, hi.
Saying hello from Silicon Valley.
Great.
And I'm a writer-director. I just finished a class called The Role of the Media Producer.
Cool.
And I'm really glad I'm done with that. I don't know who would really want to be a producer. Much work. And then this month I'm going to be working on finishing my screenplay for the feature that I want to direct.
Great.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to your book, Mark, that comes out next month.
Yeah. I have to talk to my publisher and make sure that it's that all that is the release date. They may have pushed it, but it's green lighting yourself. It's completed, and it's the best book ever written by anyone, I think. So.
Well, I'm definitely going to get it, and hopefully I'll get a signed copy.
You will.
I do want to make a trip down to LA.
Yes.
I have to clean out my storage locker, but while I'm there, I would also like to, go to a table meeting if you guys are meeting in person.
We will be soon.
Yeah, do you know when you might start that?
Well, Elaine and I are going off to London and Sicily. We're shooting in Sicily, and we'll be back May 9th. So probably in May, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might come in like May or June.
Yeah.
And hopefully I would also like to coincide it with, to help out on a Space Command shoot.
Yep.
I'll get with David about that.
Great.
So I'll just try to make it all work all at the same time.
Terrific. That sounds great. You'd be more than welcome.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say hi because I didn't know how much longer, you guys were going to be doing the Zoom stuff.
Well, our hope is to find a way to integrate the two, but we haven't really, dug into that, with dedication yet. But that is the plan. I mean, because so many people have now, become members in various places that we don't want to, lose them. So we'll figure it out. We'll see what we want to do, so we'll see. But so is there anything you need right now? Anything we can do to be of help?
No, I'm great.
Okay. Yay. 3 cheers.
Will you be zooming in on Thursdays from Europe?
I don't know yet. We'll explore that interesting possibility, Dave. The time difference is significant, and but David Bartlett certainly has the.
You're such night owls.
We are, yes, exactly. 9 p.m. Man, that's that's the shank of the evening. Yeah, roots. So okay. So is there another Mr. Sci-Fi question, Adam?
Yes, we have a question from Bruce Moore.
Hello, Bruce.
I guess this is for both you and Elaine.
Great.
He says, what are a few tips you might suggest when breaking a story from concept to 3-act story outline?
Yes.
Character arcs first, then plot and story, seeking best practices.
I don't know. What would you say?
Well, there's a million different ways to
Elaine,
break a story.
Yeah. I mean, basically, it's Elaine sometimes starts with theme. I might start with character or an idea that's interesting to me. It's basically the main thing is you want to nail down the structure simply to make sure that you tell a beginning, middle, and end, and that it's not predictable, but also not so twisty-turny that it's just a game.
So you want to make sure, above all, that you have enough material for whatever you're exploring.
Yes.
So, as an example, I have a thing called comfort.
Yes.
And where that came from was I just saw so many people who were in distress because they did not know how to receive comfort. They did not know how to give comfort. And I thought we really have a society that isn't very good at it, and that kind of leaves us stuck. So it was something that was troubling me. And before I started to write, because the theme was, if you can find a way to allow comfort into your life, that what you're stuck on, you can sometimes be freed of. And so before I started writing, I gave a lot of time and thought to the different ways in which that functions, the different ways in which I've seen friends and acquaintances kind of get screwed on that, hoist on that petard. And then I started to piece it together in terms of people who were stuck, people who were sort of fighting the solution, and how and why they slowly embraced it. Unlikely solutions and unlikely connections. So for me, it was simply following the emotional core and watching it grow and grow and grow. There have been ideas that I've had where there was simply insufficient material, but this seemed to have quite a bit of material for me. And so that ended up being a screenplay. But sometimes you have to sit on something for a while to say, is this really a story that needs to be told, or has it been told too much, or is it just skating over the surface? In which case, why bother? So.
Yep, I agree. So, so it looks like, Lisa Langlois, there you are, Lisa. Hi, how are you doing? So it's your turn if you'd like to take your turn. Just unmute and say your piece.
And I'm just still in the dark. I just got here.
Yes.
I'm from Toronto, so this is the beauty of having Zoom, because then I can attend all times.
Cool.
So I just wanted to share with everybody, I discovered this thing called block film, and what it's these online sessions. I don't know what the criteria is. I get to go on, but it's blockchain, and you put your projects on there, and people can bid on how much they want to invest in your film.
Wow.
So I went to my third one today. It's these two Canadian women producers that put it together, who've been in the business a very long time and produced a lot of things. And they've got some other big finance people who are involved. So I wanted to share that with the table.
Great.
The other thing I wanted to put out there is I moved usually when I go to LA, I would either stay at my place, and then that place went away because I started renting it out for income. And I would stay at my mom's, but I just moved my mother back, and I got this part that I really want to do in a short to help these filmmakers. And so they are paying my airfare, but I need a place to stay. So I want to put up to the table. If anybody wants to trade me for 1 week in Toronto, I live in this great area, luxury building. You get some work done here.
Lisa, you don't have to trade anything. You can come and stay with me.
Thank you.
Know that.
Thank you. Great. So
and I have a pool.
Fabulous. Well, I just really need. It's a 2-day because it's a short in Burbank, so I just need those 2 days.
I live in North Hollywood, so it's right close.
Yeah. So as long as I can get lots of
You've
rest.
been to my house, you know where I am.
As long as there's no cats, because
No cats. No cats.
Great.
No cats anymore. I hope to have a dog. When are you coming?
Well, it looks like I'm gonna try and come unless I'm casting something. I'm up for something right now. I'm gonna come on the 18th and I shoot the 21st and 22nd. However, if I get this other part that I'm auditioning for tomorrow,
As long as
then
you're
I'll take a red eye and just come in for the 2 days, the 21st and 22nd.
Okay. Well, you can stay as long as you like. You know that.
Thank you.
And I have a sink and a kitchen and a toilet and everything.
Oh, great! How much is the toilet? Is it gone up to 25 cents now?
No, actually, it's a brand new one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
It's so great to see everybody.
Yes, we're very lifelike.
Yeah. It's reality television, right?
It is. I mean, it's fascinating that the pandemic has forced us all to learn how to work with this new medium. So, but it's good to see you as much of you as we can see. And so is there?
I just sat down. I'll get that happening. I just walked in. So
That's okay. Is there anything else you need?
No, I don't. No, I just it's very hard being a caregiver for my mother. They take up much more time than you think.
Yes. Yes. So, well, but it's good to see you, and in any way we can be of help, we're here.
Great.
Okay. Yay! 3 cheers.
If there's anything with which I can help anybody in Toronto.
Great.
Terrific.
Yeah. That's great. Thanks. So, Adam, is there another Mr. Sci-Fi question?
Yes, we have another Bruce Moore question.
Okay. Hi, Bruce.
This one's just for you, Mark.
Okay.
He says 2 of my favorite Twilight episodes are Nothing in the Dark and
Yes.
Night Call.
Yes.
Now, which starred Gladys.
Yes, those are the 2 Gladys Cooper episodes.
Did Gladys Cooper go on to do other sci-fi projects?
Not that I know of. She was, of course, a great beauty in the early years of the century, and she was in films, all the way up to and including My Fair Lady. She was a terrific actress, and she was perfect for Nothing in the Dark, which my friend George Clayton Johnson wrote. Great episode that also starred Robert Redford before he was famous. And Night Call was directed by the great Jacques Tourneur, who directed Night of the Demon and Cat People, one of the great horror directors. And Richard Matheson, who wrote that episode, said, Jacques Tourneur was an old guy by that point, but Matheson was suggesting that he be hired, and the producers said, well, can he keep up? And it turned out that he ended up directing that episode in 2 days when the normal shooting schedule on Twilight Zone was 3. So he actually went very fast and very efficiently, and they're both great episodes. I mean, there's I think she's also in Passage on the Lady Anne, which was one of the hour-long episodes, but not one of the better ones. But Gladys Cooper is terrific in those 2, and I highly recommend them to anyone who has not seen them. So, okay, great. So now I see you're here, Galinda. So if you want to take your turn, go for it.
Hello. I am Galinda.
Galinda, I love your hair.
Thank you. I finally got some color ordered. I got it in.
Gorgeous.
And I was I love it. I feel so much better when my hair is not normal colored.
Great.
But yeah, it was like my breakout thing. And living in Austin, it was kind of funny because when I first did it, I would get waves, I would get hollers, I would get children in the grocery store giggle, and then I get into Austin proper and realize that Austin is weird. And little kids, in the grocery cart, you're just like, oh yeah, my aunt has that hair too. It's like no big deal all of a sudden. Everybody else had been like, oh cool, oh that's so awesome, and Austin was like, oh hi. But
great.
Yeah, I guess you got to work hard to out weird Austin. So that's good for me. But yeah, I feel a lot better about filming now that I got my hair did.
Great.
Because it's supposed to be a purple streak in the middle here, but it doesn't show up very well. I might have to make it a little bit bigger.
It's okay.
But that was my big thing for the week.
Cool.
Have was getting my hair done, which apparently that was a really big deal. It took me a lot of planning and a lot of time to get to this point. I got approved for my leave to go help my cousin, so they're going to pay me to go help my cousin out during her treatments.
Wow.
Right.
So I'm very relieved. I was going to take the time off unpaid if I had to, but it's very nice to know my company's got this for me.
Mm-hmm.
And they take pretty good care of me, considering. So I can't complain too much. Although anybody in customer support wants to be out of frontline customer support as soon as possible, because talking directly to the public can be the most painful part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get there, though. I'll get there. I have to decide what department I want to be in. I've been there almost 8 years now. I mean, I think I can pick and choose at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no new news as far as like filming or anything goes, but I'd say that's going to pick up shortly. So when I've got the time away from work to just kind of relax and think a little bit, then I can write a little more, more effectively.
Yeah.
And yeah, great to see everybody. I love you guys.
Great. Well, thanks. It's good to see you, Galinda. Yeah. Yay! 3 cheers. Excellent. Yay. So, is there another Mr. Sci-Fi question, Adam?
Yes, we have a Scott Baker question.
Hello, Scott.
Which form of writing has the best chance of a story idea being heard by the greatest number of people in a short period? Blog, novel, screenwriting, write for a YouTube channel.
It's, all of them can reach a mass audience. The question is, will they? And so piggybacking onto a medium that already like, for instance, if there were a blog that already had 1 million followers and you could be a stringer, in other words, write articles for them, or be connected up, being interviewed by a podcast that has a lot of viewers or whatever, or in other words, the trick is to think strategically and not try to build that audience, but find something that has that audience where you might be able to collaborate. All of my work and the work I've done collaboratively with Elaine as well has been seen by millions of people, and that's because I chose television. And particularly when I started in television, there were far fewer networks, and so it's nice to have written for things where everybody knows what they are, whether it's Smurfs or Star Trek or whatever. When I go around the world and people ask me, what have I written for, I always say Star Trek, because everyone knows that. Everyone knows what that is, and that's really, really cool. I didn't have to start fresh, and so there you go. But it has to be something that's organic to the story you want to tell and that makes sense in that way. So I guess, let me look over the board. I guess it's your turn, Elaine.
Oh my goodness.
Go for it, Elaine. It's going to be a short evening. Go for it, Elaine.
Yay. Yes, nice and warm here.
Yes, it's a hot day.
It's a hot day.
Yeah.
But a pleasant one. So chiefly we're our first priorities in prepping for our departure. And I'm so glad that our doggles have somebody to adore, which is Judith.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, there's continuing Space Command. But
I'm sorry, can you lean into the microphone?
Yeah, you're speaking very softly, sweetie.
Okay. So, sorry. thanks, Dave. For the editor. So, yes, I mean, we're trying to get since we're moving a lot of people from pillar to post, we're trying to organize a million details. But in the meantime, we're just moving along with Space Command, and we're in the editing part, and it's time consuming, but it's very exciting because we've got very good actors, very, very good actors. And I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm a subtext writer, not poetical, but subtext. And without a very good actor, no one knows what the hell I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to have really good actors respond to subtext, and you kind of see things come alive. When I was working in theater, it was often frustrating because you'd have the best line on one particular line on day 1, and then the best line of another scene on day 4, and so it's really great where you can take all the best of the pieces and put them together in one flowing story. So cool. That's me.
So is there anything you need, darling?
I need someone who wants to give me a lot of money to invest in socially conscious films.
Okay.
Yes, that would be good.
Well, you might want to talk to Lisa about this blockchain thing. That sounds very interesting.
It does.
So yeah. So great. Yay, Elaine. 3 cheers. So, is there another Mr. Sci-Fi question, Adam?
Yeah, let's go with a new one.
Yes.
From Hot Rats.
Yes.
Who says, of course, I'm in love with it, but in Blade Runner 2049, why did Kay have to die at the spot where Deckard and his daughter were, basically leading Wallace right to them?
Well,
I guess a big spoiler if you haven't seen Blade Runner 2049.
Well, I don't know the answer. I think they were trying for a resonance with Rutger Hauer's death at the end of the original Blade Runner, and to have it basically be one character dies to give another character or several characters life. So they were looking for a have it matching set, but at least one thing I really love about Blade Runner 2049, which is not a perfect film by any means, but has a lot of great stuff in it, is that at least they didn't just tell the exact same story. They made it a point to tell a different story set in that universe. I thought it was a brilliant reimagining of that universe. I thought it was great because they very cleverly said, well, since the first one was set in 2019 and this is not the 2019 that actually arrived, we will make it a movie set in that alternate universe that Blade Runner established. So in other words, the computers have the green lettering still, and they, and so forth. And so it wasn't, it didn't get hamstrung by that. And so I enjoyed it quite a lot. It's a movie I very much like. So, and of course, David Bartlett, who's not here right now, his brother did the post-production sound design on that film and just won the Oscar for Dune. So that's pretty cool. And if you ask David nicely, he can show you the photo of himself in the hospital when his brother came to visit, and he had the Oscar and the BAFTA, and David's holding them. It's really quite sweet. So cool. And for those who came a little late, David Bartlett had a minor stroke a couple weeks ago, but he's doing well. He's on the mend. He looks like he's going to be fine. And definitely, if you have a stroke, the word you want to put in front of it is minor. So, and and again, this all reminds us of how fragile we all are, and how we all have to help each other and look out for each other and be there for each other and not take anything for granted. So okay. So now I guess it's me.
Yes.
Wonderful me. So things are going great. I mean, we're almost done with hour 1 and hour 2 of Space Command, and I got the Blu-ray box, and it looks really cool. And we're moving along. Great guns. The new book comes out next month, and we're shooting in Sicily in a few weeks on Space Command. We had one scene left for the framing story on the second 2-hour story, not including the bonus 2-hour episode we did, nor the prequel that we've done. And everything's coming along. We're going to be doing the Showrunners Network pilots, and we're reaching out to friends of ours in England who are programming executives to see, what we can make happen. We're still looking to do the miniseries based on Lord Peter Haynes' family, very much still on the front burner. And so Michelle DaCosta, our development exec, is going to be here in LA in the next few days visiting, and then we'll be seeing her when we're in London where she lives. And so it's life is exciting, and no complaints. Our studio is now up and running, and I've secured financing for the coming year. So we have a lot of ground we're going to be able to cover. We've shot 24 pages in 4 days so far, and when we get back, we're going to shoot what we call the Haunted House, which takes place on an alien spaceship. And it'll be super fun to have that all put together. We have all the pieces. We just have to assemble them and put actors in them and turn a camera toward it. So we've got a lot of great fun days ahead. No complaints here. So glad to have you all here with us. So I think that's about it for me. I mean, I'm not, I went to the screening at Paramount of the new version of Star Trek Star Trek the Motion Picture, which I highly recommend. And there were 2 visual effects guys there that I've known personally from Babylon 5 and Star Trek and so forth, and they both want to work on Space Command. So that's really good news because these guys are terrific. And so I'm going to be following up with both of them. And I think that's the main stuff. So does anyone else need anything? Or I think we're good until next time. So happy birthday, Adam. Yay. 3 cheers. And So we have a bit of an early evening tonight, but that's not a bad thing when it's this hot.
Yes.
And
Happy birthday, Vince.
Happy
yes,
birthday,
Vince too. Yes. And you know, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I just said happy birthday.
Yay. And so so great. So, and we are going to be having a screening of Space Command in June at the Chinese Theater. We just have to nail down the date and announce it, because the timing will be terrific, and it'll be a red carpet premiere, and it's going to be extremely fun. So we cannot wait for that. So thank you all for everything, and we will talk to you again real soon. And be sure to check out Mr. Sci-Fi and subscribe, because I'm posting a lot there of what we're up to. So thanks, guys. So stay cool, and we will see you all next time.
Yay.
Bye, guys. Bye. And bye to my friends on Mr. Sci-Fi. Talk soon. Bye, guys.